Top of the day, you beautiful people. What's up? It's Asada. You are in front of Gathering of the Griots for another fly session. What I love this sister that we gonna talk to today. Ooh, she beast mode. She bringing the energy. You think I'm into colors and all that? Nah, you got to see her energy. But her name is Jeanetta Shorter. Get ready. But before we start, I gotta pay homage to the female solution, because without the female solution, we wouldn't even be here. We the Tuesday morning female solution. So just get ready and don't go nowhere. We just gonna do a little intro so you can see what the female solution is about, and we'll be right back after these messages.
Women have the power to transform this world. We can end crime and violence if we all agree to do one thing: share. Let's share our wisdom, share our time, share our talents, share our finances, but most of all, let's share our love. This is the female solution.
Did you see the vibe? Did you see the vibe? Well, I'm going to bring it to you live. Uh-oh, my bar is coming out. She is excellent. I love her as an author. I love her spirit. And I think we're going to really enjoy the fiber of the work that she does. We about to bring to the stage none other than my girl, Jeanetta Shorter. What's up, mama?
What's up? Hello. I'm so happy to be here with you all this morning.
Man, let me tell y'all something. Look at her vibe. Just look at the background. I was like, I want to look like that girl back there. I want to look like you. So anyway, even my outfit is inspired by her work. I got like a woman on my shirt and the colors. So anyway, girl, we're going to get into it today because I really do love the work that you have done. Big time. I haven't even without having sat down and even finished a book of yours, getting into what it's about, this and other. I'm just going to look forward to that in a minute. Let's talk about, just to start, are you a native Chicagoan?
I am not a native Chicagoan. I am from Washington, D.C.
Okay.
Actually, it back then it was Southeast D.C., which was the toe. It wasn't ghetto. It was the toe. but yes, I'm from Washington, D.C. I migrated to Chicago in 1992 to go to college. I went to Wheaton College and finished, graduated, and all of that. So I have been here for shoots from 18 to, oh my God, from 18 to now. Now I'm 50. So I have been here most of my teenage and mid-adult and very now adult life. Yeah. So yeah. 25. Might as well be from Chicago. Might as well.
Sounds good. I know how that feels. I've been here 10 years already. And I'm like, people can hear my accent. They know I'm from New York. Right. But the reality is, Chicago, and I'm going to be very real with this. Chicago, I was told by an elder who used to be, I don't know if you know Phil Coran or of him, but Phil Coran was one of mine. He wasn't a mentor, but kind of musical mentor. And he even gave me the name Asada. But one of the things he told me was that the electromagnetic energy in Lake Michigan draws people to Chicago for reasons they do not understand.
Wow.
I look at myself, I'm like, true.
Right.
I'm from New York. I went to Northwestern, so that brought me out here. But really, like the staying and the being, my tribe is out here. I be meeting my tribe here. Like, looking at you, it's just, what, you got a sister with Bantu knots behind you? Like, what? So, like, the vibe, my vibe is here. So that coming here, so that made very much sense to me. And so, makes sense also, you're not from here, but you here, though.
For sure. Right. Exactly.
Doing
Exactly.
it and growing it and stuff like that. So I'm so happy that we've come together
Same.
to work together and to learn more. So tell a little bit about the books. We almost got into it before we started. I
Yes,
kind of
we
want to know
did.
which one came first
Okay.
and then go into that. So what was your first book that you came out with?
So I'll go a little bit before that. I had started about around 21. I graduated from college, still sort of in my head, like, what do I want to do? And had this, but always had this very creative side of me. And so I had started writing a book at that point called Five Sisters, and I just never got a chance to finish it. So probably around 2018 or so, I was like, I need something to do. My son was about to graduate and I was going to be an empty nester. And I was like, my creativity, like it's something I need that part of me. And like, as much of, I had gotten married, but much of my time with my son I was spent as a single mother. So, in that, when you're a single mother, all you're trying to make it for you and your child or your
Yeah.
children. That's
Yeah.
the only focus. That you don't know, there's no life, there's no extracurricular, everything is very regimented. So I was coming into this time in my life where my son, he's 16, 17, he has his own life, and I'm like, what am I doing? And so creativity was at all my creative side I had like pushed to the back, but now something was starting to stir. So around 2018, I decided to I was like, let me find a writing course or a writing, I've always written since I was 9 years old. I've always written. I used to take composition books and the big pen, BIC big pen, and I
Yeah.
would write by hand from page 1 to page 80. It was about 80 pages in those books. And I
Wow.
would write, my crush was Prince. So I always wrote, a story about Prince and I falling in love, getting married. Somebody wanted to take him from me, but I got him back. So this is what I did, as a 9-year-old, but I pushed all aside. Anyway, so I decided to take a writing course, and I was like, okay, let me just see what happens. And so I took this writing course, and it was like a 4-week creative writing course.
Mm-hmm.
Oh God, and I don't know why I'm blanking on my mentor's name, and that is a shame for me, but I'm blanking on her name anyway.
It'll
If it
come
comes
back.
to me,
It'll
it'll
come.
come. Yeah. And so I'm taking the writing course. So then she says, well, we're going to do a novel writing course. And I was like, okay, because up until then it was just, she would give us prompts and then we would write based on the prompts or whatever. And so with the novel writing course, and she didn't take big classes. So I think it was about 4 people in the class.
Okay.
And the responsibility was every week that we had to develop a story. And every week that we came to that class, we had to come in with 10 pages. What? So those 10 pages, we would have to send them to our colleagues that was taking the class, and they would judge and critique and all of that. And this went on. So she did it one session, but me and another young lady, Aubrey, we stayed for the second part of the course. And so Magnolias Bloom in May was my first novel, and it was birthed out of that class.
Mm-hmm.
And so the class had disbanded, but I still kept writing it. And I had the audacity to go, this is going to turn into a book. Now, I'm going to tell you, I had no idea, and I may be jumping ahead, but I had no idea that it was going to be this. And what you see, I'm self-published. And so I decided to start my own publishing company, Abu Kang Publishing. And you could not tell me from that class where I had to present 10 pages would turn into a 386 page book and a whole concept and a whole mood.
Wow.
And so a publishing company, like, bookmarks with playlists. Like you just would have, no one could tell me that this would be the result.
Wow.
All of the cover work is mine. I've done that. That's my design. All of the inside work is all of it. And it was hours upon hours of teaching myself, how to do this, how to create a cover. It's a funny story even about the cover art, and I may be jumping ahead, but even with the cover art, I had gone on Reedsy, I'd gone on a couple of sites to find, cover artists. One, cover artists can run you anywhere from $500 to $3,000, right? But also what I found was like, these cover artists are not getting to the depth of what this story is about. So I choose to do all of it. And to be honest, I don't think I don't think I want to be traditionally published. I don't. I think I want to stay self-publishing just because I have the autonomy to be able to do it myself, and I can articulate artistry wise, and I'm not industry driven. I can tell my story the way I want to tell it. So I'll probably say like 19,000 things, but
no, I love it. I love it. I'm not supposed to be talking. Let me say something to you. Number one, very good choice. That autonomy, right? I'm self-published also, and I'm gonna tell you, I build websites. But the reason why I started is because the person that was doing it, you can't tell me, okay, you need that change. I'm gonna get to it Thursday. What?
Right.
What do you say?
Needs to happen now.
You gotta wait. I need this done now. I just woke up with this now, So I needed to take my progress in my own hands. Even right now in life, the way I'm making money, everything is, I gotta put something in my own hands. We say in Scientology, be cause over all things.
Absolutely.
Not because y'all, be cause. You see?
And so
you choosing to be cause over your industry, over your book, slay, right? The book is beautiful. I will show it again, but that was such a great decision to not go to the traditional route and to have that autonomy. So great, because like you said, to art, and this is one of the things I want to say about your work. To be able to convey spirit in art is a thing.
Absolutely.
Whether it be film, whether it be whatever, that is a thing when you can articulate. I love the movie Eve's Bayou because it articulates spirit.
Love that movie.
You already know.
Yes.
Peachy Girl style. You play with me.
Yeah.
You that energy.
Yes.
You to be able to articulate those concepts is important, and I can see in your work that it's there. So talk a little bit about the story of Magnolia's Bloom in May, because look at the title. That sound like them. What is her name? Look, Toni Morrison and them. Look, y'all better be girl, Magnolia's Bloom in May. So yeah, talk a little bit about its creation. You gave us kind of what it came out of, but the story and the essence that you were trying to convey. Talk about that.
Okay. So I have a love affair with the South, the Sea Islands, like that whole, there's something about that whole world where I feel like we were Black and self-owned, and we were self-sufficient, the community, God, I don't know. It's a texture. So anyway, I knew I wanted to tell the story about a woman who had to go back to her home. And so in essence, Magnolia's Bloom in May is about a woman who had tasted the love and all the things that we think that we want. She had the prestigious husband, she had the prestigious home, she had, and he fell out of love with her, and she became, a single, had to become a single mother. And so the struggles of wanting to find love, working a job, raising her child, you know, and struggling with her own inner, not even inner demons, but her own space of needing to heal. And with the understanding that with her trying to do all that she was trying to do to raise a child and do and work and all of this, that getting to her own personal healing, there was no space for it. So through many trials and tribulations or whatever, that things that happen, it drives her back home to Santos, Georgia. Now, Santos, Georgia, is an interesting place. There's a line in my book that says, "This here is a, what is it? This here is a special place," or something like that. There's a line in there, but it's a place where they're elders, but they're more than elders, though they live in Santos, Georgia. And there's a lot of magic and a lot of mysterious, mystical sort of energy there. But she goes back home to her Aunt Edie and her cousin Mitzi. And there's a whole mystery around how she was born. Her mother gave birth to her, though she died, but there was an ancestor sort of waiting for her in the wings to be born. This is in the opening second half. But anyway, she goes back home and she's having to heal through what she's gone through when she was in Chicago, because the story takes place in Chicago, and she's having to heal through and really heal through the pains and hurts and things that she's gone through. But it was only at home that she was able to do it. And through drama and drama and drama, she finds love, but she finds love that is hers to have. And though it's not the big fancy everything that she had when she was in her marriage, she finds a love and finds a life that she can embrace, that's slower, that's deliberate, that's supporting, as a result. So I'm leaving out juicy details, but because I want you to buy the book.
That's right.
Yeah, I want you to buy the book. But there's in this first half of the book, it gives just the struggle, being one of the topics of my stories will always be a Black woman in healing, because I just think it's our life. This is what we have to do. It's our lifeline, and we're really having to excavate, clear, and excavate I don't know if I curse on this show, but I won't, because you ain't said I can. Okay. Excavate the shit that a lot of times our childhood relationships, institutions kind of plunge on us, and having to clear that away. You will always find the main character woman in my books healing, and in that process of healing and transforming from this place to that place, to a clarity, to walking bigger in their spirituality, however that looks, really owning their truth, even if that truth is kind of messed up, even if that truth is not all the way approved. You will always, my main character women will always be doing that. So we watch Charla, who's the main character, we watch her go through these phases of healing and recognition and love and loss and finding the same, but in a different space and place. You'll always find in my books women who wrap themselves around that main character, because I think it's so important for women to heal women. We're the only ones to do it. There's a really poignant scene in the book where Aunt Edie, Charlotte, is decimated from just life. She's lost, she's skin and bones, hair matted, just in a bad space where we all have been, whether people have seen it or not. But she, her Aunt Edie puts her in a bowl, puts her in a bathtub, and she's telling Mitzi, the cousin, bring me those herbs from the back of the freezer, bring those out, and that stuff that's in the bottom of the cabinet, bring that. And she's putting these herbs in this bath, and she's washing Charlotte, and I mean, it even gets to the point where, as they're taking off Charlotte's clothes, Charlotte she had bled and just didn't get out the bed, and just really let herself go. But to have the auntie just washing her and washing her hair, and I'm getting chills because the scene, every time I read the scene, I like tear up, because we've all been there, in that place. But the unfortunate part, we may not have had another woman to pick us up. We may not have had an auntie but she washed and bathed her, and she just let Charlotte just cry. And the thing that Edie says is the screams were sobs that were, that would confuse God, I believe was the sentence. And so we watch Charlotte go through this healing, but there is a predatorial manipulation of these elders who are their elders, but they're more than elders, and they have a vested interest in bringing her also to this healing place. So there's intrigue and jealousy from the cousin, where the cousin goes to a witch woman to try to deter Charlotte from really from getting it's so much, it's murder, it's all the things.
Wait a minute. I'm just like, as you're talking, I'm like, is she serious right now? Like, you're writing like our people were writing, like a Zora Neale Hurston type vibe. Like, what are you talking about? Like, I can hear how you're capturing the nuances of healing. Look, my girl Bridget here says, sounds like a character I can relate to. You hear me? Because you were talking about that healing. See what I'm saying? I even put up for my girl here, my girl Rafama Tusi. You'll like her. This is the one that's from Savannah, Georgia. Baby, hear her. Which brings me to, and I do love that my girl Naima, this is the CEO of Female Solutions. She said, wow, I did not know that about Lake Michigan. Phil Coran was such a spiritually deep elder. So we're getting into spiritual deepness up in here, y'all. Y'all playing games. Now we talked a little bit before the show, and for you to be able to capture what you're describing, because people are going to buy this book after this show. I'm telling you right now. Y'all look at that website underneath, Jeanetta Shorter, the author.com, right there. I'm leaving it there. I ain't taking it off. It is steeped in something. That means you're something. Yes. You have to be something for this to be able to be articulated well. Because like I said, for you to be able to articulate mysticism, and I already heard certain words. I was like, witch, spiritual bath, dude, like, it's things in there, baby. You got to understand. So can you just tell me your background in terms of the how? How did you come to get the knowledge for this type of story? What's your background that supports that?
So I was, for years, I was always a Christian, but I was brought up Pentecostal, tongue talking, fire baptized, all that. And then along the way, though, I started to sort of pull back from that, because it was just no longer fulfilling, or no longer filling me, just spiritually. And so through it's interesting, we talk about Baba Philip Quran. I did not meet him personally, but I had Mama Aquila was Sadala, I think her last name is. She was
my Aquarian sister. That's my Aquarian sister, just so you know. Go ahead.
She was sort of a spiritual mentor for me. Also, and then Mama Yadida Ibaye, God rest her soul, who passed, but, just was also a spiritual mentor to me. So along these different women in different places people that I met, I fell into discovered the African traditional religion, Lukumi, which is sort of a branch of, our original Yoruba ancestors. Lukumi is by way of it's the African traditional religion, Yoruba tradition religion by way of Cuba, where our people are. We are everywhere. And so I'm actually a priest in that religion now for 13 years. I've been in that faith now for 20 years. But there are various things that we practice inside of in that faith. However, in a reading that I had in our faith, we do get readings just to help make sure that we're on path in our lives. But there was in the reading, my godfather was like, there's a hoodoo connection here for you. Like, do you know about that? And I was like, I don't. But then as I had been talking to my mother was like, yeah, girl, there's some stuff you don't know about the family. And because it's so shrouded in Christianity, my grandmother, we're from North Carolina, South Carolina, like we got deep Carolinian bloodline and lineage. And it's just something she wouldn't talk about, but there's always been this like tear. It's a thing for me. So yeah, whereas I practice, I am a priest and we have our different practices. Don't get me in a kitchen with a bunch of herbs, because all of a sudden I'm mixing things and I'm, and sometimes, just if I'm in meditation, I may see things or I may hear things and so I would say you will always find, also in my books, you will always find a spiritual line, but there's something about my wishing to connect all of that, because I feel like it's all connected. We would, like you and I started, we're talking before we got off the, before we came on that, we need to define things, this is this box, this is that box, but there's something about, for me, I like them to make the connections. My second book, I'm working on my third right now, just to but my second one, In the Next Lifetime, that's now published, I'm connecting Yemanja from the African traditional religion, but I'm also connecting the angelic, and I'm also connecting the hoodoo. Like, I'm making all of these connections in it, and all of it plays a part. I'm so excited about In the Next Lifetime. I just published this one in June of this year, 2025. And I'm so excited about this one because you have a master sommelier that, is on the top of her game. She's, trying, in the midst of trying to heal the relationship with her husband, who cheated bad, like bad. And she goes on a trip, and she got Terry McMillan with it. It's like, hey, so the chef that she goes to meet, to play as the sommelier of his new restaurant Palazzo, he is actually an angel and that has lived many lifetimes and remembers her from a past lifetime. He remembers her. She doesn't know who he is. And so there's this ebb and flow of this discovery of that he was something other later, as the story begins to develop. And they make the mistake that he could never make, which was to impregnate her. And the result of that is, a baby that is also other and is now angelic. Yes. And so there's a sequel that's going to come called Born. Yes, the whole, but the thing, like, and though my books sound woo-woo, honey, let me tell you, there is the spice. Oh, there's the spice. There's the, you know what, I think I need a cigarette after that scene.
Let me say something to you. Let me stop you right now. We're going to take a commercial break, but I'm going to say this before the commercial. I am the Soulful Chicago Book Fair lady. So, of course, everybody wants me to have their books and read the books and stuff. I just can't read all them books, but I'm going to promise you, I'm getting them books because I can hear. I'm like, do you hear her vernacular? Do you hear the names of the characters? Like, you're speaking to who I am in here as a spiritual being that chose an African body. You understand me? Like, I need to read that just for commonalities and living vicariously, girl. But look, we're gonna come back. We gotta go to a commercial break, Lord. But I promise you, I'm gonna get them because I'm a nonfiction person.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes I text the creative and say, "Go pick that up," and I read some fiction. But it always has to have a thing.
Yes.
I used to love this brother, Arthur Flowers, did a book called Another Good Loving Blues. And it was about the love story between an Arkansas conjure woman and a Mississippi blues man. Come on with that. What's that about? So, and me and my man at the time he was a saxophone player. And we used to get into it. But anyway, we're going to come back after the commercial break, y'all. Some more of this magic. I'm loving it. So we'll be right back after these messages. Don't y'all go nowhere. We got comments waiting. So when we get back, we're going to get into it.
Okay.
Soulful Chicago Black History Book Fair.
Hey family, this is Charles Humphrey of MCH Publishing, and I'm here with Asada. And we at the Soulful Chicago Book what?
This is the Soulful Chicago Black History Book Fair, slamming.
We getting down in Hyde Park. Just run it down, my sister. Just tell us, for the people, a little bit about what we're doing here today and why.
You know, this is the Soulful Chicago Black History Book Fair, and this month is very important. I feel like we don't give it the type of recognition that it needs, but beyond that, I do all things literary, and we have so many ancestors that have taken a tradition of writing and done great things. Well, we have those of us that are carrying on that tradition, and nobody knows about them until now. So the Soulful Chicago Black History Book Fair is allowing us to tell our stories according to ourselves for our own benefit, and it's just beautiful. I mean, she could have been here today if you wasn't here, but if you were, it's been amazing. People came in consistently, children, and we have children's authors, we have nonfiction authors, we have fiction authors. This is really good, and it's about taking our own power in our own hands and doing what we do on the literary tip, though.
Right.
I gotta work, but I can't help it. Everything going to school. Now I just about bring my African shit like this. Bring it back. Don't play with me, y'all. Come on, the Black History Book Fair is coming back. You see the thing down there, say February 15th, you hear me? At Little Black Pearl here in Chicago. Woo, woo, woo. So yeah, people are signing up for it now. The energy is fierce. If you are an author, just go to the website that I have down there, soulfulchicagobookfair.com. Go ahead and go to author submission and boopity boopity boop. Get ready and registered. I think I like that. Get ready and registered. So without further ado, let me bring my girl back on. Lord. Oh gosh. Girl, wait till I put these comments out here. You playing games. I'm getting ready to go get these comments because y'all, we're talking to Jeanetta Shorter this morning. She is a fiction author of grandeur. Let me tell you what you're creating right now. I'm getting ready to read these comments real quick. Check it out. One sister, the one that I said that live in Savannah, look, she's going to say, Asada, I can't wait to delve deeper into this when I get off work. Baby, she going to be watching this, and when she see who you are, it's a wrap. She might even be the same religion because I think she's a priestess as well, but you're going to get into it and get into it later. Then look, Naima said, I have to get this book. I have some past life memories of my people in my life now.
Wow.
Get it,
Wow.
get it, get it, get it. Now watch this. Watch this. Then, oh Lord, oh, Zelda said, look, watch it. She said, I need a cigarette after hearing you speak, and I don't even smoke. Yes. Holla, 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 scholar. Holla. I don't need, she gonna have the scene, but yo, just her, I mean, just the bathing. I have not been bathed by a mentored elder, blah, but I can see it. You understand me? Your articulation of it. That whole, like you said, I like to do the South, the sea, yo, I know we Geechee girls. I already know that and don't know it, but you ain't got to say nothing to me. And then look at this here, another comment. Hold on, let me get to it. It says, Higher Learning Network said, I have a whole new overstanding of fiction books. Bravo for that outstanding writing, and even more importantly, making us feel the characters.
Yeah.
Feel like, for real, you doing the doggone thing. I'm gonna tell you that right now. And I'm not a fiction person. I'm just not. I respect it because I don't know how y'all create that stuff. Like sometimes I try to put my mind in the mind of an actor or something, and I'm like, just who I am. Like, hi, how you doing? Like I can't do it. Like I can't. So just to whether
You know,
film,
I had during the book fair, I had a white man. He was white, and he didn't buy a book, which was fine, but he sat there and he read my book in my face. He just opened up a page. He was like, let me just look at your writing style. He was like, wow, do you know this is supposed to be a movie. This is not just, he was like, your writing is so descriptive. And I have to say that, and listen, no knock on, because we all have our gifts, but my mentors were Gloria Naylor. They, God rest her soul, Toni Morse and Alice Walker, like, Zora Neale Hurston, like they wrote in a way that you can see, feel. Nasaki Shangi is another one. They wrote in a way that you can sense and feel and taste and so for me, they say no reaction, no emotion from the writer, no emotion from the reader. And so when I'm writing, it is really important for me to dig down into that main character, be it a female or male character, whoever it is. It is really, really, really important for me to make sure that I am digging into I'm digging down deep into who they are. I want my readers to find themselves in all of my characters. And I want them to go, damn it, that was me. Like I said, for me, like though I wrote the books that my 2 books, I got to tell you about the third one I'm writing now, that I'm actively writing now. But though I wrote them, there are times inside of when I'll just be reading through and I'll read a scene and I will go, wow. If I'm reading it and I don't go, wow, then I need to rewrite that. I need to dive deeper because it is important that my characters find themselves. Another great comment from one of the young women that came to that bought my books. She bought Magnolia's Bloom in May, and she was like, I need to feel the emotion of the character that you're talking about. She was like, I need this. And so like, I'm not the greatest at explaining explaining all things without giving you the story of my books, but it's so important for me to really, really put on display the work that healing does, the work that healing is for us as a people. I really concentrate on women. I'm not saying that men don't need healing, but I also know that we as women, we birth healing in our families, in our bloodlines. We birth healing in our children. We birth that, but it's so important for us to make sure that it's birthed within us and that it's happening in us at all times, and allowing ourselves to have that grace and to go through, the beauty of even though it be some ugly shit, but to go through the beauty of healing, even in the ugly, even in the stuff that doesn't feel so good. That's the things that my book display. The next one that I'm writing, that day in August is spicy, y'all. This is spicy. And this one I'm writing in, I wish I would, I'm working on a cover, but I didn't want to give it out. But this one is definitely Chicago. One thing that I've been exploring is I have playlists with my books now. So you can read a chapter and you can there's a song that goes with it. So like in the next lifetime, because the main character was a master sommelier, there's wine pairings with each chapter with the song. So this one that I'm writing now, there's a song, but we're gonna have some Chicago house music. Some songs are there from Chicago house. Yes. But this one, the one I'm excited about that day in August, because this explores the main characters, a couple of the main characters, because I'm telling it from 4 points of view. The main characters are the ancestors, the matriarchal ancestors of these two, that the main character and the main female and the main male, of them falling in love, and their hand in manipulating and shaping this love story. But they have backstories and the influence of the ancestors on the things that we love. If you're a writer, there's had to be an ancestor there that loved to write. If you are a singer, there had to be ancestry. That if you like to garden, there had, just this sort of ebb and flow and this spiral of energy that our ancestors, that we, as we're living, they're living as well. As we're moving and breathing, they're moving and breathing through us. And so this next story dives into that, explores that with spice, though, because this one is like, even for me, I'm like, damn, oh Lord, I hope people don't see me different. And also the one thing that makes it spicy is that the main female character would be considered a cougar and is dating a
fabulous. Look, fabulous. I support that. Look, I support that reality.
It's nice. And something I'm like, oh, so yeah, yes.
Wow, let me tell you, you got me. I feel like this is the most energetic I've ever been during the interview. And you live in my city, so I'm gonna be like, where you at? Let's come get together.
Let's get coffee.
Let's do it. Like, I don't even drink coffee, but I'm gonna sit there with my cucumber juice. Like, what we doing now? Here's the vibe I need to overstand. First of all, let me tell y'all something. She came to the book fair, and I love your success story the best. Let me just show this picture. First of all, y'all take note. Look at her table. This looks inviting. All those books, all those things going on. I want to show just a little clip, because you engross us in a total universe of yours. And I want to just show real quick this video, because you don't just write books, you make stuff. So let me just show this for a minute. Hold up.
Why are you so cryptic? Just can't figure you out. You threaten me and my friends, then you invite my boyfriend to stay with me, and you act like we're rivals 1 second, and then the next you think I'm some sort of evil mastermind, don't you?
So here's the thing. The design, I love the collage essence of your work. What was that we were just looking at?
Okay, so yes. So as a part of as a writer, I have to write. And so I've created the Queen of Healing and King of Healing journal lines. I think there's now about 21 journals that have been created. They range from, those are my line journals that you can see, but I have some guided journals that allow you to do, if you do anything with tarot cards or anything like that, there's a journal that allows you to go through gratitude and record your tarot readings. If you are doing deep shadow work, I created a journal. A journal was birthed out of me through spirit to really help to dive deep into the inner shadow work. But yes, that's my journal line. One of the there was a young lady that came to the book fair, and she couldn't afford a journal. And so she stayed around. We talked for like an hour, and she just sat and looked at it. She was like, "You have created portals. You have created portals for people's emotions." And I was like, "Oh wow!" My mind was blown. I have another patron who buys my journals, and she was like, "Your journals have become like my best friend." So the way that I write is the way that I design my journals, where they really are. It was important for me, and it continues to be important for me to create journals that convey, first of all, representation, right? So you will never find, I want us to see us all hues, albino to voluptuous to dark, like it's important that we see ourselves. And what happened, that those came out because I would go to Barnes and Nobles, I would go to different places to find journals where I can see me in. I didn't want no damn butterflies on my journal. I didn't want, you know what I'm saying? I didn't want plants and glitter. I wanted to see me, and I wanted to see the beauty. Though the things that go in this journal may be painful, but I needed to understand that it was still beautiful. So you can put the journals on your bedside table, and when you wake up, there's this, oh my God, I know my heart is heavy, but I have a beautiful place to put even the pain. And so the crowns, you'll always see floral crowns. So when I design my crowns, there's my favorite one is the Queen of Rose and Thorn. All of them are queens. It's the Queen of Rose and Thorn, the Queen of Shadow Integration, the Queen of Brujeria and Brewings, the Queen of, but their crowns are made up. Sometimes it's dried twigs, and every flower I look up to understand the spiritual representation. So they really are created and designed to be portals and to really, really capture what you may go through. So like I use my own stuff. I don't buy a journal. I use my own journals, but I have several journals that are in rotation that I use for different things. Sometimes I'm in a space of manifestation. So I have a queen of musings and manifestation. Sometimes I'm in a space of just gratitude. Sometimes I'm in a space of honoring the wisdom within. So I'm with I'm with the queen of, the queen of growth. And so yes, I have created a world. And so the next step that's going to come after this is going to be sort of an oracle deck. And these that you're showing here, this is actually, I draw as well. And so this was a drawing where I was really, really pulling in the alignment of the chakras, but how the chakras also, all of them rest within our sacral seat, at that second space in our auric field. And I was really celebrating our Blackness here. I was celebrating just the way our bodies are as women. I was celebrating that seed of wisdom that we actually embody, and was really celebrating just us. And so that's another branch of
it's beautiful. Just
so
look Higher Learning, look what they said. Look, Higher Learning Network TV show says, wow, divine, phenomenal woman you are, girl.
Thank you so much.
You rocking me a little bit today. I'm like, I feel like I'm in school like this. Because, I'm going to tell you, when you are a big spirit and you're operating as such, finding people to match your energy as a spirit is a thing.
Yes,
you help a lot of people, but then who helps you? Like who who nurtures us, those of us that are soothsayers and whatever, and like that are what we say in Scientology, centers of influence, right?
Mm-hmm.
When you're a center of influence, who influences you? And I think it's so good for us to meet other people who operate in magnitude. That's very important. And so, you know, your spiritual magnitude is like so inviting, you know, and it's making anybody who's seeing this is like, y'all gotta get that book.
Now you're gonna make me cry about it. Now you said I make you go, and I got no water or no tissue. I don't got nothing. I have nothing.
I told you, get tissue because I might make you cry. I'm telling you. So no, for real. So you have to use your sweater. So it's just so important, y'all. That's right. Please. It is so important to find people that have a spiritual magnitude. And another thing I just kind of want to ask. We talked a little bit about this. And one thing as the that does the Soulful Chicago Book Fair is that writers come many times with insecurities. They come with fear that nobody's going to buy their book. Nobody don't want to hear it. Because when you're dealing with family and friends, they don't even hardly pay you no mind. I probably can count on one hand my family members that read my book, right? I know my mother read my last book, which is called I Had to Choose to Feel Better. She read that and I'm happy. Now, what I see different about you is your confidence. And I think it's why you said you had a good time in my book fair. Your description at my book fair, I wasn't able to really get into it because it was such a hot day and this and that.
Yeah.
But I've seen it teeming with people, and I didn't think it wasn't like that. But to hear you say, I had a ball, I made all my money back, or whatever, you know, and then some. And talk a little bit about your confidence. Where does that come from? And then, in your opinion, how does it manifest?
Sure. You know what? I don't know. I'm just, it's audacity, right? It's, you know, it's audacity. It's me taking pride in something that I created with my own hands, right? Like I'm going to tell you this right off the bat. I am not the most confident person. I every day struggle with confidence, even when I saw you had the call for, for authors to come on, I was like, oh my God, am I going to do this? And trepidation, and then when I told you yes, and I chose the date, I was like, who the hell don't nobody want to hear, and even with marketing myself, I go through periods of time where I haven't done any marketing online for it's probably since the book fair, so it's that struggle. It's also, I have to give myself grace as well. I'm just tired. Like whenever you birth something, I just birthed the book and I'm on to the next. And, when you're birth, you have to give yourself a chance to retreat for a minute and replenish, because who heals the healer, right? And so, my book, right, who heals the healer? So because my books have an aim towards healing, or my journals have an aim towards healing, I'm also, I'm a Reiki practitioner. So thank God I practice Reiki on myself all the time to help replenish my spirit. But yeah, the book fair was such a highlight in my year, because what was reflected back to me was the work that I've actually put into my books and put into marketing myself. I made so many new, I had these comments where people just came up to me and sat at my book. And I swear everybody, I must have spoke to 30 people that day, and they sat and talked to me and girl, and so my mama, and so then, I was telling my, every conversation was 20 to 30 minutes, but It was such a highlight. I had a designer to actually come up to me. He worked in some big design houses, Leo Burnett, different, places within Chicago. And he was like, you have an eye. He said, and the only reason why I'm buying this is because I have never seen anything like this. He was like, this was a man by one of my journals, which, like, it was just, so that book fair, you have no idea, Sada, was so life-changing for me. It wasn't, yes, I made my money. I spent a lot, but I made my money back. I made the booth money back and then some. But it was the quality of the conversations that I had. There was such a genuineness from people. There's things I gave away. I was like, hey, here's a couple of extra bookmarks for you. Or, just because I was being given so much. And so I was willing to give as well. And I think that's a universal law that we have to really follow, even, because I think God continues to give back. God is whatever you believe continues to give back to you. So like that book fair gave me so much confidence and really, really helped me to, it felt like all of my ancestors and all of my spirit guides and all of my angelic guides was like, see, baby, see, it's okay. It's okay. You can go out there a little bit more. You can go ahead. It's okay. It's okay. There it is, And it was such a confirmation. So I'm grateful to you. Thank you so much for like, I got to talk about you 1 minute. Like, let me do this. I know we got 4 minutes, but the way you work with me, because I couldn't upload my stuff on the website. Like I kept I was like, oh my God, I need to get here. Because I knew I needed to do it. And so the fact that you work with me and was like, well, sister, let's figure this out. Asada, you have no idea what that did for me and my confidence. So when I tell the confidence story, you are very much a part of that. I'm not saying that to blow you up on your, but that's right. But thank you so much. Because it really just helped me to go, okay, I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna deepen into it. Like, so thank you. Thank you so much.
Y'all, I don't even know what to say. I don't even know. I mean, but I live for this because, see, sometimes when you're doing events like that, you want to give up because it's a lot, especially if you don't have a lot.
That day was challenging as all get out. Remember, but you're cool. You're cool. I was like, I would be losing, but you didn't do it.
Let me tell you. So I just thank the Creator because I had to make a decision to be out there. I had not been out to my book fair like that since I had a stroke in 2024. And so this was my first time back outside for that amount of time, like from 2 a.m, 8 at night. So I didn't know if I could make it. And just to sum up this whole experience with you, you make it worth it. This is why I do it. So that you all can have these experiences that I'm not even creating. I just got to put it there. I got to put the avenue for it to happen there. And so I just want to say thank you for being here today. I can't believe the show is done. Oh gosh. And you inspired me to continue. Look, somebody going to say, this is why she's the Harriet Tubman of helping others. Thank you both for sharing. You call me the Harriet Tubman of crypto. Oh, that's so funny. But indeed, we're going to continue to do this work. People that are watching are going to get this book. You all see the website at the bottom, Jeanetta Shorter, theauthor.com. I love you, and I'm glad that we made this go right. So thank you for being here today, baby. Cool.
Absolutely. Yay.
Look. Got this. Watch this real quick before you leave. Look. All right.
Okay, Asada, thank you so much. See you soon.
Y'all.
Love you.
Take peace. I see y'all next Tuesday when we're going to come to another great Black.
We've come to the end of our show today. If you missed any broadcasts, go to our website for the audio and video archives at www.thefemalesolution.com. On behalf of our team of radio hosts, I'd like to thank all of you who participated in today's discussions. And to our global family joining us from all around the world, we say thank you. To our family in China, xie xie. India, Dhanyavad. Japan, arigato. Korea, kamsamnida. Russia, spasiba. Germany, danke. Poland, dziękuję. France, merci. Spain, Gracias, Italy. Grazie, Egypt. Shukran, Ghana. Madasi, Nigeria. Eshe, South Africa. Ngiabonga. Senegal. Jaref. Kenya. Asante. Israel. Toda. Pakistan. Shukriya. Afghanistan. Tashakur. Saudi Arabia and Palestine. Shukran. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Thank you, and may peace be upon you and the mercy of God and God's blessings.